Everyone, here we are, another episode of Bureau Podcast coming to you. We dabble around the world here at If It Be Your Will. We don't mess around, and today we're not messing around. We're going over to Leeds in the UK. It's like a 5-hour time difference, but I have Eades here, who just put out a great record called Final Sirens Call. And I have Harry Jordan and Tom O'Reilly here coming in. And we're going to explore this new record, but I also want to know how all this madness began, because it's quite an interesting story. So, guys, thanks so much for taking some time and agreeing at a late hour to come in here and talk with me, because I think you guys are close to bedtime. So,
yeah, I actually got out of bed to come and do this, but it's only because I'm being lazy today.
Right. Well, we'll try to get you back to bed as soon as we can.
It's all good. No, it's a pleasure to chat.
Yeah, I've just really been enjoying this record and all your music, really. And I've seen this kind of like progression, this like chugging forward of maturity and how you guys are writing songs. So I want to kind of dive into that. But I'd like to kind of get your backstory on both of you. Like Harry, when did music start to be for you, and was gonna be for the rest of what you do?
I think I was never very good at a lot of things at school, really, and then my granddad was kind of just music obsessed, and when my parents split up when I was young, he used to pick me up from school a lot, and he used to just blast. He used to think it was funny blasting "Teacher, leave those kids alone" out the car window while picking me up from school. So he kind of installed a slightly rebellious side in me, but also my love for music and like the Rolling Stones, the Beatles. He used to kind of. There was always a thing where it'd be like, you can borrow this CD, but this one I'm having back. And they never would go back. But yeah, he kind of got me really into it, and he started learning bass at the same time I started learning guitar, because I kind of was nagging him saying, I really want to learn an instrument. And then he kind of was like, well, I've always wanted to learn bass. So we both got these kind of entry-level Squires guitars and kind of started playing together, and just really enjoyed it. And then, I met Tom at uni years later. I think I was like 9 when I started, but we were kind of playing in different bands, and I basically my band I think supported Tom's band, or the other way around. I can't even remember now, but I just remember being like, wow, this guy can really play the guitar. It's kind of like he had his headband on at the time, and he's like, I think we both had our shirt buttons down to our like belly buttons. And just like thinking we were rock stars at like 18.
We were trying something out.
Yeah, we were both doing a thing, and similar thing as well. And yeah, we kind of got on really quickly. I think we just got on as like friends for quite a while first, and we were both kind of stayed doing separate bands. And then I think as Eades kind of started as like a bedroom project. That I was kind of recording with Joe, for old drummer, like in our bedrooms at uni. And then we were playing in another band that Tom also played in called Far Caspian. And we just started looking to tour it, or like at least play a show with it. So I needed to get a band together, and then Tom seemed like the obvious person because he was the best guitarist I knew, really, in Leeds.
Right back at you.
Yeah, and so we kind of just went, and it just went from there, and it kind of just snowballed, really. Like as soon as Tom joined, it felt like more of like a band, and we kind of started, as the years have gone by, we've kind of just written so much music together, but separately. Like in lockdown, I kind of felt like neither of us had anything to do, so we were kind of writing songs, sending each other the files. So I remember I'd write like an instrumental. Tom would receive the instrumental that evening, write the lyrics for it the next day while I do another one. He'd then send the lyrics back. And it
just
was
a songwriting machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it got to a
churning.
point. I
Yeah.
think we wrote like 50 songs or something ridiculous for our first album.
Yeah, I read that. It was like 60 plus songs that were
Yeah, it
like
was
ready
crazy.
to go, and you had to
Yeah, I
like
think
dilute it. All right, what are we gonna choose? That's
yeah,
amazing though.
it
Like,
was quite yeah, in a way lockdown was like good and
yeah,
bad for us. It like stopped us being able to play, but it gave us a lot of time to like just write like relentlessly and kind of hone that craft. I don't
yeah,
know, like and yeah, just we've just kept doing it really. I don't know if you got anything to add, Tom,
yeah.
but I
Yeah,
feel
Yeah,
like
we
Tom,
must
like
have-
what
how
tell us, like, do a little rewind too. Like, when did
Mhm.
music really start resonating with you as something that you just love to do?
It was probably the Beatles. Started with my dad. I think that's the same
Yeah,
with everybody. Well, a lot of people.
sure.
But in terms of playing guitar, I think I saw my dad teaching my sister guitar, and it was
Hmm.
purely out of jealousy that I was like, no, I want to play guitar with my dad. So I think that's when I started. I was like 6, like a young jealousy there. Uh, and then, yeah, dotted around loads of different bands. Tried to emulate the Cribs, who are also from Leeds for many years.
Right.
Um, and then yeah, finally found a home in Eades that
Yeah.
has stuck. And through lockdown as well, a lot of writing. And then we had the opportunity to like go to a cottage in the middle of nowhere,
Hmm.
and we spent 2 weeks recording that album. And we
Wow.
just set up everything. And
that was quite crazy actually because we'd been signed by well, we had loads of demos and we recorded an EP and we just signed to High Star Hit, and a
Right.
lot of record labels would be like, "This is how you're going to make your record." We were like, "We're just going to take our 6 microphones to an Airbnb somewhere,"
Wow.
and they were like, "Okay, fine." I'll let Tom carry on the story. I just thought that was wild that they even let us do that
That's
at like
cool.
5 years old or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Tom, when did you start actually writing songs as a youngster? Like
there
putting
was
them
definitely a
together,
point.
assembling. Yeah.
I think in my younger teen years, getting into Arctic Monkeys and hearing a vocalist that had a Yorkshire accent, that I did resonate with that in some way, and reading NME magazine and all that.
Yeah.
And that there was definitely a switch where it was I didn't want to be the best guitarist. I just wanted to write good songs
Yeah.
from that point onwards, really.
Nice.
I
Nice.
still shred from time to time.
Couple of beers.
I love this too. Like, are you guys considered, or do you consider yourselves kind of DIY? Like, you guys tend to control pretty much like the writing process, the recording process, the mixing, the mastering. Like, is that
Yeah.
something that you guys have decided on as a band, that you would take on all those responsibilities?
Yeah, I think it came around largely for two big reasons. One being budget at the time, like we just
Right.
couldn't afford to go into studios. We didn't really have any money for a long time,
Right.
and also I really wanted to be a music producer. As was like a career thing, and which I'm now fortunate enough to do. I'm kind of sat in the studio now, and it was a way to just be able to learn how to record, or like we just believed we could kind of do it. Like Joel in Far Caspian, who me and Tom played guitar and bass in for a long time, for the live band. He self-produced everything and was a little bit older than us. I think kind of seeing him do it was like, well, we can do this too. And it kind of, I think we were in Leeds at the time, was kind of a lot of people doing that, and kind of, if at the anyway, it felt like it. There was a lot of people in that kind of mindset.
Right.
And I think having, if I now knew what I knew then about production, I'd probably say, don't do it.
Right.
Producer involved when I was starting out. Just like get a producer, because I think I would love to hear that first record had it not been us also trying to record anything for the first time, because
Right. Totally.
but at the same time, I'm really proud of that record. But I think that's how it kind of started.
Hmm.
But uh, but in a way, it's been great because we've kind of learned all those things to a point where we now really can do that and be confident that we can achieve a standard in the production value as well as
Yep.
the songwriting. And I still believe like some of my favorite songs or records, sound like they're recorded in someone's shed. And at
Yeah.
the time, our influences were really raw music that was done with like 4 microphones or on a
Right.
cassette machine.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
like
there's a
to
certain aesthetic though, eh, Tom? Yeah, add in, please.
sorry
Yeah.
about the not producing the early stuff well. I think the first EP, the way that the drums were produced is great because Harry just didn't know how to produce drums. Oh,
Yeah.
but
How do
it
you
makes them
say it?
sound
Like, give more detail there. Put some light on that.
I don't know how to describe
Because
it.
it's a hard thing to do drums, right? Because there's many of them, and like, where
And
do you
it's
put the mics to like get?
I just kind of got some plugins, and I remember being like, "Oh, this." I was really into the band Omni at the time, and their drums
Mm,
just sounded like they was just distorted, completely blown out. I didn't know
right.
how to achieve that sound. I just knew if I got this plugin called the Decapitator, which just like rips things to shreds. And I think that was on like the kick, the snare, the overhead, the room mic, because those are the four mics were just
Oh.
completely blown to bits with this distortion. And I was talking to someone about this the other day. I had a look at one of the old projects. I found an old hard drive, and I knew that you had to use compression was like a thing you had to
Right,
use.
right.
But also, I had a look at the dials, and none of the dials were actually moving. So I thought, here's an LA2A. I need to put that on a vocal because someone's told me that's what I need to do, and it wasn't even compressing. So someone once said to me, like, "I love how uncompressed your early stuff is." I was like, "I thought I put loads of compression on it."
The idea was there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But I mean, I think those innocent like things, like are quite charming in a way. It's something
Mm,
I was kind of looking to achieve that without realizing just naturally being naive was achieving that in
right.
itself, you know?
Beautiful. I mean,
Uh,
every experience is more information and, you know, a step forward, hopefully.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
I think that's like similar to why like, Jack White didn't want Meg White to have drum lessons
Right.
famously.
Hmm.
I think, there's a beauty in a lot of innocence, which I think,
Yeah.
well, now when I listen to our first record is why I still love it so fondly because it felt, really youthful and like honest,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it has that charm to me anyway.
Totally. No, I totally feel that. Like, and looking at the progression of as well of your evolution so far. I mean, this has been since 2019, really, that you guys have been
Mm.
together. And I mean, those 6 years are, I mean, you've come up with something that I think can just keep growing and growing and evolving. Um, Tom, what was the first song you ever brought to Harry? And why did you choose that one? Like, how did you guys start introducing each other as singer-songwriters or as songwriters, I guess I should say? Like,
Definitely started with Harry's, like almost Harry's solo project, definitely the early stuff.
yeah,
And then I think it just slowly seeped in the more that I just stayed at Harry's house. And was it maybe Reno was one of the earliest that I wrote on? I can't remember now.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
probably, yeah.
Harry went for a period of not liking to record the vocals and lyrics, or not like writing that as much,
right.
because you can rattle out an instrumental really quickly. And I
Mm,
love doing all the lyric stuff, so I was like, "Well, I'll do that stuff."
Mm.
So then it slowly progressed where we'd have days like that where I'd write on top of stuff, and then other days where I can't remember the first fully formed song that I brought. Maybe it was Liquid Gold. It could be as
mm.
It might have been Liquid Gold.
That's a
I think that
beauty,
might have
a
been it.
beauty.
I've
Mm.
written more full songs on the later stuff than the earlier stuff where
Okay,
it would be more. And then now on an album we're working on now, we've really just split down the middle because Harry's got a lot of stuff he wants to say. And then so we're just kind of writing six of our own songs each and making them as good as possible. But
Yeah,
that's another conversation another time.
Fade Away was another one that Tom just like, because Liquid Gold Tom kind of did,
Mm,
and he had like this other version for it that was really nice as well. It was like a slow version of it, and then we kind of reworked it out together in like Logic. But Fade Away was like completely just Tom's song,
right,
and I
right.
think it's like our most streamed song. It was quite a
Mm,
natural evolution of just like us being around each other a
mm.
lot. Like it wasn't really a conscious thing one day, I think, where it was like, Tom, you're gonna
Right,
do you want to
right.
go? It was
It's
just
your
like
turn.
kind of
Here,
Put me in.
go.
it just yeah, he was already writing good songs with his old band, and the
Right,
trust I think was already there between us.
right.
We were
Also, the amount of conversations that we would have about what we wanted the songs to be
Mm,
that then informed what I was writing it was an Eades song while I was writing it, just because of how much me and Harry would talk about what we want it to be all the time. So
Right.
I think naturally it then ended up with Eades songs would come out of me.
Interesting.
I also think
Yeah.
we're quite good at like I don't know if producing each other or like we can take criticism from each other very well, where like it's
Yeah.
not like offensive, it's just like this isn't that's not right, okay, yeah, I'll scrap that, what should I do instead? Like I might sing and Tom will be like, oh, don't do that or that, try it like this, or
Right.
vice versa, playing guitar where it's just like that's crap. It's never like
Yeah.
much of a debate. We normally are quite good at just
There's no
streamlining.
Hmm.
sulking if anybody says
Right.
no.
Yeah.
But I really like this song. I really like this part. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
No,
You can
yeah, I hear
normally
you.
tell when you play a demo to like the room of the guys and like
Right.
they're not really paying any attention. You're like,
Right.
yeah, I'm probably gonna put this one in the bin or rework
Right.
it.
Well, I imagine too, with just the sheer amount of songs that you guys have that you were, that you write. Um, how did the latest record come to be? Like, how did you choose what songs? I mean, you have quite an archive, I imagine, of songs. What was the decision process as to how your latest record would get assembled?
I think the bit that comes to my mind the quickest was I remember Tom came down to stay and we were just making a really big point about wanting to write a song that we could sing on an acoustic guitar or a piano,
Mm,
and that's it, and
mm,
then that would be a good song. And if it's a good song like that, we were listening to a lot of like Bob Dylan. I know Lou Reed was like one, and then people
mhm,
who could just like play on their own and just like make a good song. And I think our first record uh, was a lot more like we were jamming and playing guitar a lot, and we were just having so much fun playing our instruments.
mm.
But that it was a more instrumental led record in a way.
Okay.
It is melodic, but I think like it's very like musical, which the new record is. But everything else kind of came last after the songs were written
Mm,
in a more pure form.
right.
And then we got into like Yankee Hotel Foxtrot and those kind of records really big time, and like just the ambition that like Wilco have uh,
Mm-hmm.
kind of I remember that kind of blew my mind the first time I listened to that, and then I watched the documentary a lot, and then I think did we watch it together, Tom, as well? And I
I
think that was
that, but I
quite
did.
a huge influence. And it was quite a different sonically, like less punky, I guess,
Yeah.
the stuff we were into.
Yeah.
So I think naturally when the and five of us played together, it's a lot. We have a sound when we just play naturally, but so the songs kind of still kind of, even if you were here and we were writing here, they kind of get brought back to the Eades.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know. What
Interesting.
And
do you think?
also, I think the difference between the two albums is you can tell the first album we'd spent a year jamming in a warehouse that was freezing,
Mm.
and we were listening to Gang of Four and jamming with like three winter coats on and five space heaters around us. And
Yeah.
then move into the second album, just wanting to like relax into some songs and just sit in grooves rather than jump around and shout. And
Right.
some of the songs are written more on piano as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That that
Interesting.
informed it as well.
Yeah, I think like also because we made a second record that ended up becoming the EP, and we scrapped five songs because we didn't think it was cohesive enough. And then I just moved to my new studio, which has got like nicer equipment and better instruments and microphones and things like that. And
Heat
it
as
felt,
well. You
yeah,
got
not
heat
good. It's
there
got
now.
underfloor heating, believe it or
Heated
not.
floors.
Yeah, it's this place is a luxury, and we just kind of I
Mm,
think we were in first time we were in what I'd call more professional studio setting.
okay.
So I think we kind of wanted to utilize that. Like we've got these like space echoes and fun things that
Cool.
you can kind of mess around with, like, and
Right.
get creative in a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys too. Like, I love the guitar work on this record and
Mm.
previous records too. How do you guys figure out your guitar parts? Like, I mean, sometimes it sounds like you are strumming exactly the same thing at the same time, but other time one of you is doing flares and the other might, like, how do you guys determine who's going to do what and how that gets built within the song?
think there's always one core guitar part. If it's written on, like if Harry writes a song on his own, there's one guitar part that's like a core one, and then we often will either join up with that or work around that.
Hmm.
It depends how we're writing as well, and how whoever's singing the song could often be playing the chords, and then the other person is
Right.
just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna wing something here."
Right.
And then the
Yeah.
earlier stuff, like going back to Gang of Four, definitely strumming like really harsh stuff together with no reverb.
Hmm.
That was a really considered thing.
Yeah.
That was like equations working out. Some of the guitar parts on our first album was like we'd do it in Logic and like the grid, and it'd be kind of
Right.
we were really into trying like we didn't really want to play chords and we didn't really want to like have normal inversions. We were trying to almost harmonize with each other like, and things like that. So it was
Hmm.
definitely considered in that way, which I don't think we do as much now. Maybe because we do it more naturally. But on this new record, I think there's quite a few songs actually when we recorded the live takes where Tom's playing the Wurlitzer or like the piano and all the
Right.
organ things, and I'm playing in like a rhythm guitar, and then we might add afterwards on top.
Okay.
Like you could have had it all and backwards. So like uh, good examples of
Yeah.
two songs where Tom was playing the keyboard like when we recorded it.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Before we hopped on, Tom and I were talking about the transfer of album to live and how that can be tricky itself. You know, just making sure that it represents a song well, but oftentimes you're doing multiple layers and adding little flourishes here and there that it's hard to reproduce the exact
Yeah, what I was saying
feel.
was that it was an album with all the luxuries of an amazing studio,
Mm.
and having to find and also listening to loads of Wilco and being like really inspired by like the arrangements of them, and then
Yeah.
moving from that situation to a stage with five guys and working out like how we actually
Right.
played this live. We
Yeah.
had some
yeah,
teething problems, but we worked it
it's
out.
yeah, we're still kind of working on that really because I think we had, in some ways, I think we got kind of carried away with this record. Just kind of the concept was to like keep adding, and then we'll take stuff away.
Right.
If you've inspired to add something, just do it, and then we'll try it. But then we kind of got attached to a lot of the layers, so it became quite like a
Mm.
like orchestral, like kind
Yeah.
of layered record that it wasn't really originally intending on being.
Mm.
And we're working on a third album at the minute that is kind of the opposite, where it's like it's very live and there's really minimal overdubs, some of them, if any, apart from vocals.
Right.
Because I think we just wanted to, again, try something different where, we just wanted to play as us
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
let that be the sound.
Totally. And
Mm.
what are you guys feeling about, like, the record's been out now for what, a month now, I guess ish? Came out October 18th. So what are we? Yeah, almost a month ish. What are you guys feeling about it now that it's been out there in the world and people have gotten a chance to listen to it? And did it strike the chords that you guys wanted to hit with?
For me, not massively. Like I
Mm.
think we really believed in the record could do like really well, and I think we're living in a time where it's can be difficult to promote
Mm-hmm.
your records and try and like get heard amongst the crowd. That's why like
Right.
we appreciate being asked to do these kind of things. 'Cause we do. I think we really like the record. It's just we want as many people to at least give it a chance and hear it. Do you know what I mean? Which isn't always easy to do. Don't know how you felt.
Yeah, Tom.
And it's also quite an ambitious record if people had got used to us being a post-punk band and scrappy, quick songs, and then being like, okay, you like that, but now we're going to do something completely different, and please enjoy this, like
Right.
3-minute saxophone solo. I hope the same people would like that sort of stuff,
Right.
and the receptions generally have been really good for the people.
I think from a lot of our peers, like people who we care about, have said that it's like they're a noticeable step up. But I think the songwriting is really considered and something we're really proud of. So as a record itself, I'm pleased with what we made.
Cool. It's an excellent record. I think it's definitely a step up from your EPs that you had come out, previous record as well. I just love the sequencing too. Like you bring us on this ride through this record. It starts off with that amazing what did you call it, Tom? Thrashing? Like not really thrashing, but it's like in your, like, here we go, let's go.
Yeah.
And then you pull it a little bit back on the second, and then it flourishes up, and it's just this beautiful journey. And I think it's a record that needs to be listened to from start to finish. Picking out singles to me is just, we're gonna play a single at the end, people. Don't worry, you'll get it here if you haven't. But I really like how you guys assembled this record. It feels like something complete and mature. And I'm gonna go back and listen again more attentively after this, with for trying to pick out all these different layers that you guys were talking about, because
Just weird like vocal things where we'd put like crappy mics through the space echo and then just send that into oblivion. That kind of just pop in and out, things like that. That was a little quite fun, I think.
Fun.
Also, the track list, like that took a long time to agree on. I don't know if we agreed on it at the end. I think for the most part, yeah. But there was a lot of conversations, and it's the most boring conversations. Like, 100th time you've talked about having track 2 where track 3 should be, and track 3 where track 4 should be.
Interesting.
It's also like if one song moves, the whole story of the album feels like it changes, and then you're like, well, then that can't be there.
Right.
Right. One person, I remember we got it to a really good place, and someone was like, I don't think this song should be the last song, and it was like, oh my god, it's like hand it in to the vinyl manufacturing people that day.
Right. Too late. No more opinions. Yeah. Well, it's a tough thing too, right? Because it sounds like you guys are very close friends and a very close band where you care about each other and you care what each other thinks. Not to the point where you're critical or anything, but you really want the best representation of what you guys do. So I'm sure there's tons of negotiation that go on there. I love it though. I just feel that it's just such a great representation of, indie alternative, has these garage rock lineage feel to it, post rock sensibility at times. So bravo guys, bravo.
Thank you.
As we kind of bring this to a close, what else, what can you share with us that's coming down the pipe for you guys? Are you doing any more shows in 2025? Any new music that you can talk about that's coming down the line? What's going on with you guys?
We've got a tour. We've got a tour that we're still kind of in the middle of, and then we've got an independent venue week tour in the UK in January, and then going to Europe, which will be fun.
Nice.
And then I think we're kind of really trying to finish this third record soon. Not sure when it'll be out, but we've recorded like 8 or 9 songs for it.
Wow.
So we just kind of need to get it kind of over the line, really.
Is that a possible release in 2026? Is that kind of the
as soon as possible would be great, but we're not really still too sure. I don't think when it was going to be done, but it could be one of those things where there's the last couple of songs take forever to make. But I think we've been really quick with it, and it's kind of come together really easily. So I'm quite excited for that album.
Cool. Tom, what are you looking forward to?
We're playing a hometown show at Brudenell Social Club on the 27th of November, and it's always great getting to play there because there's a magic to the place with the history that it's had. We always love that. Of course, Europe in February, late February, March, I think. That's always good fun. Van depending,
That's when the band really gets to know each other. No filters.
Get those 3 jackets out again because how cold it always seems to be when the band we get.
Totally. Well, that's amazing, guys. Well, thanks so much again. This has been a real treat to just kind of look inside your band and how it all is working. And I'd love to have you guys back on, and I'll definitely promote your record from here on in. It's such a great release, and thanks for putting it out there. Like Wilco said, once you create something and put it out in the air, it's there forever. You can't contain it on a record or a CD or a tape. It lives, and this one surely does that. So thanks for your efforts in assembling this record.
Appreciate it.
And all the best on the shows. And we'll definitely, I'd love to talk to you guys again as you march up that staircase to stardom, to superstardom.
Thank you.
We'll see.
Well, thanks so much, guys, and all the best.
Cheers.
Thanks, Chris.